Thanks for tuning in and sticking up and playing through the second, Matty. And we're here 8:30. I think this is our time for a while now that we're back to the regular time slot. So thank you very much. And boy, I hope you watched us after Matty on Thursday night. Flair after flair after flair after flair after best bet after best bet after. Not quite. Not quite. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. This fool sent a newspaper clipping last week when we got the 3 out of 3. Sean Ormerod sends up a newspaper clipping. Meatloaf dead. And what happens the next week? 2 out of 3. Back to the Meatloaf song. Hello, gentlemen.
How are we? If I'd have told you your best bet was the over total match points in the Cronulla Sharks Manly game, if I was to tell you before it, right, in the second half of that game there'll be 6 tries scored, you'd be in the queue, wouldn't you?
I should have doubled up that game. All the way through, it was exactly what I wanted. Hello to you, Joel.
Hello, Dan. Hello to you.
Okay.
And
it was exactly
first words I heard from this man today. G'day's meatloafed us again. That's what he said.
Fair enough. That was before you got your best bet up, so very confident, or his best bet get up. But no, it was. These are the worst bets. I think this is worse than the try on the last minute, or just being totally wrong with something and just being 30 points out of it. Is when you read the game right.
Yep.
Hard, fast surface, open play. The game had point screaming all over it. Cronulla Manly, we needed 48 and a half. No one could kick a goal, and it took 35 minutes to score a try. And I knew it, Joel. And I was going to put it on the WhatsApp. I was worried about my game though, which was next up. I'm thinking, you wait now. You watch the points flow. You wait. And it did. Anyway, let's not talk about the one big fat loser because we had a whole stack of winners. Before we get to that, though, what'd you think of the round? I got to say, not the best Sunday of football, but they can't all be the greatest day of footy ever. But we had a blowout in Newcastle. Almost a blowout in Newcastle.
Semi-blowout. Yeah.
Good job, West Tigers. Newcastle are in a boy, aren't they, in a rut. And Melbourne do the same thing every week. They destroy a team in the first half and then coast.
What about, there's a guy, social media, What's New in the Castle, and he runs a kilometre for every point the Knights get beaten by, if they are to get beaten. So that was an important to some last try.
Very important.
This guy's clocking up half marathons every week at the moment.
So all at once? What if they get beat by 60? What is it going to be?
He's running for a while.
So he's going to be Giannis Kouros, the great ultra-marathon runner.
Your flair bet last week, 0, saluted. 5 punters climbed back on the horse.
Did they?
Newcastle 0, important to some. That last try at the end, Joel Kane. At about $67 it was.
And thank you. Yes, I know we're going to... It was great to know people are watching because as soon as it went full-time in the Newcastle game last week against the Dog, boy, did your phone must have lit up, mine lit up, and it was your bet. And we obviously acknowledge that on Thursday. Let's look at some hits and misses.
The feed is full at the moment, the feed. As Dan likes to say, a few little presents under the tree. Now, we are
you
held
like that
accountable.
expression, didn't you?
I love that expression.
I said it 2 weeks ago. You haven't stopped saying it
I love
since.
it, because we keep putting presents under the tree.
You're like Peter Sellers in The Party, Birdie Num Num.
No.
That's a 60-year-old reference.
I don't get it.
Go check out the feed. We are held accountable. Last 10 results are always posted there, so get around it. How's your man going, Dan?
Who's that?
Your man on the feed, your one follower.
Listen, I'm the jinx to everything at the moment. As soon as I started following and betting on him, he hasn't got close. So it's my fault. Look, the multi-man...
Give him a plug, yeah. NRL
multi-man. Well, he's the only person I follow. And he just hasn't delivered. But that's okay. He's having 100-to-1 shots, 800-to-1 shots, 1,000-to-1 shots. So you only have to hit it once. But no love in the last couple of weeks. But all is forgiven. But I believe. I know. We had some so rights, one so wrong, but a very so right. Firstly, the best bet. Let's be honest. I know it was close, and there was a controversial hip drop / non-hip drop. The better team won, and this bloke was on the better team in Perth.
Cowboys at the line. I can sort of see why the market has got it to where it is. The Bunnies, missing a whole host of players. The Cowboys could be just found a nice bit of form. This is not big enough.
Imitation is the best form of flattery. I'm with
Gotta
you,
rush it,
Shorty.
Joel. Gotta rush it,
okay,
please.
sorry, my apologies. I'll go Tigers. Go you Tigers.
Thank you. Well done, gents. I cannot believe, in hindsight, $2.31 looks ridiculous. I know
Yeah.
it's easy to say after they won, but I honestly thought coming into today, that's $1.90 each of two situations.
Well, you mentioned that, and punting, Shug, all about price.
Yep.
You backed at $2.31. They jumped. I think they might have just got to favourites right before kick-off there, the West Tigers.
Oh, so it did get
It
there.
did. It got backed heavily, and the way the Newcastle Knights played, it was almost like the market had a crystal ball because they were awful.
Worst performance of the year?
Yes.
Yep.
Hands down.
Yep.
I
They've
lost
scored-
count how many times they just dropped the ball cold
They're in a
coming
lot of
off their
trouble.
own line,
They're
10,
in a lot
15
of trouble.
metres
They've
out.
scored 46 points in 5 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, more to the point, the last 3 games. So they got a rubbish time try against the Gold Coast with Bradman Best.
That's right.
1 try in that game.
Yep.
Duck egg, well, they had the bye. Duck egg then against the Dogs, and then a rubbish time try as well. 2 tries in 3 games at the back end of the game.
In their defence, missing a whole host of players, but still, even when they were full strength, as you say, they're not putting up numbers.
And your scoreless bet will not be beaten this year. I would just start to look at scoreless first half. They don't score points. They rarely score points. I think it's 4 out of 5 games scoreless first half. I'll have to check that. We'll confirm that on during the week. But this comes under the category of honourable mentions. I don't know what. This is even better. Let's bring them up. Sean, this flair was beautiful, although Seb Chris, I think, scored very, very late.
Yeah, that was an important to some moment. That
Wow,
one.
so Raiders are always going to win that 13 plus, but Seb Chris, that is, again, it's easy to say great bet once it salutes. Darwin, points.
Yes.
Points.
Yeah,
Now, sometimes
indeed.
you get the greasy ones and no one can hang on to it, but even the Dolphins last year flogged Parramatta 44-16. This little bit of arse in this, but hey, it was a good price. And again, Melbourne conceding tries late. Rocco Berry, best name in the NRL. Best name, that's a porn star name if ever I've seen one. Not that I know what they are. And this took stones, real kahunas. Sean, 13 plus West Tigers. Great bet that
And
is.
it made its way onto the rundown here very, very early, and I wasn't happy with Gibbo. He a printed out copy of the run sheet here, West Tigers 13 plus, and there was still about 20 minutes to go in the game.
Ooh.
That's okay,
See, now you start to believe.
Big believer.
Why didn't we? This is my fault. I should have taken this game the under. That had unders written all over it. Tigers and Newcastle. Tigers can defend these days. Newcastle can't score. Who wants to take us through one of the big victories of the week?
Well, this is a big victory if you backed him. $31. And these Canberra forwards, and you're saying this, Dan, just keep taking him for first try scorer. Twice now, Joe Tarpany has been the first try scorer for the Canberra Raiders, or for that match. 5 props this year have been... Do you feel... Well, I certainly feel we are in a rare air era of forward tries.
Definitely.
Aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe that's some
again.
homework for me throughout the
against.
week,
Yep.
just to really dive into it. Oh, you reckon that's what it is?
6 against.
Yeah. Yeah. You could
Well,
be right
they're
there.
soft tries.
Yeah, true.
So, and no knock on the Canberra blokes, but they just work people over. Was that your Blake Brayley thing?
Yes.
Oh, look at it, the man. I mean, this is why, Sean, he does these things on radio, then he does it with us, then he does it on NRL 360.
Everywhere.
He does it on social media, but it pays off.
Yes,
Is there a
it does.
medium
So
that
if
you're
you-
not on these days? You are everywhere, Shug. Just
Now,
tipping winners.
So I think we just have to, in all honesty, future-wise, Canberra, mightn't be Tarpany, a forward to score the first try. Just,
Yeah.
if it's not Tarpany, it's going to be Matty Nicholson, and if it's not him, it's going to be Hudson Young.
Yep, those 3 for sure.
Hudson Young's
Even
fine.
Starling could pitch one, but...
Didn't you have a bet regarding Canberra forwards?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. I'll pump the brakes.
Whoa.
We're going
Sorry.
to get to that.
Okay, all right.
Sorry. And by the way, 5th prop to score the first try this season. So centres have dominated wingers in that department.
Yep.
So always look at centres now for the prices. But don't sleep on the props as well, and not just for Nua Blake.
And you're retracting your presidency of...
Oh, it's retracted for
The Raiders,
weeks.
the Raider
Weeks.
hater.
Yeah, for weeks it's been
Yep.
gone in the bin. Then they went
They're a
lost.
good team.
But I've stuck with them.
They're better than more than half the teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and the market is still underrated. To only be giving away 6.5 points against Parramatta on neutral turf.
That was a dumb bet.
I mean,
that was a dumb line.
And they went on with it.
They're playing finals, aren't they?
I think so.
Yep.
All right. You want to take your segment away?
Important to some. Roll the stinger.
Well, he's made the kick. Important to some.
So we're going to Amy Park earlier today. The total in the Storm was game 53.5. 36-0 at halftime. You're probably panicking in a little bit of trouble. Then the handbrake went on, so you're still alive pretty late. But if you're on the overs, and a shout out to Jack Pruton, colleague here at Sportsbet, was holding a under 53.5 ticket, Shug. And this is what happened. Roll the play here. A Luke Metcalf try in the very last minute.
No, I forgot.
42-10 is the scoreline. It's on 52. Lukey Metcalf just goes bang. Thank you to the overs backers and commiserations to you, Jack Brent. He did miss a kick about 5 minutes before that would have ticked it over, so he redeemed himself there. Well done to you, Lukey Metcalf.
Before you move on, because I don't think we've got any more Storm content for the rest of the show, have you seen their draw?
No.
It's unbelievably soft. I mean, Bulldogs have a dream run coming up. Storm is not that much worse. So they don't play Brisbane, the Melbourne Storm, until round 23, and then again round 27. They don't play Canterbury until that portion of the season as well. Now, and they're not that badly affected by Origin. But Canterbury got a soft draw too, so minor premiership's going to be interesting. But I think they are shaping early doors 1 and 2. I think Melbourne will romp away with 1, but I think those two are going to be very hard to top.
Let's go off piste a little bit more off the back of that. Not Origin affected. Who's the fullback for New South Wales?
I don't put Pappenhausen's name in the mix. Tedesco, I don't know. Your BFF.
I don't know.
What do you think, Joel?
I'd go Pap.
I think you'd go Pappy, wouldn't you? He's flying.
Flying. Absolutely flying.
Teddy, to be fair, Teddy's going pretty good.
Teddy's going great. Teddy would be leading the Dally M.
Your coach, remember? So Madge was the one that dumped Teddy. Laurie
And the reason I
bring
him
back.
Bellamy's in the coach's box
correct.
now as well. So that might come into it.
See. All right,
There you go. Sorry,
you may
back on track.
continue.
This is the bet that you were referring to earlier, Dan. This is Joel's feed bet, 360 bet, SEN bet. It was all over Australia. What did you need? You needed any three of those Raiders forwards to score a try, and it was the great Matty Nicholson. So you had Tarpany, he crossed. Hudson Young, he got 2. You needed 1 more. Matty Nicholson try late in the piece there with about 5 minutes to go, I reckon. This is before the Seb Chris one, which got the other flair home. What about that offload from Tarpany as well?
Thank you, Joseph.
Unbelievable offload that.
When did that try happen?
That was about 5 or 6 minutes to go in the game.
So when did Chris cross?
About 3 minutes after that.
Hey, can we just appreciate what I
like
accidentally just did there? So we got 2. Hey, beautiful. Our day.
All right, we're going to Perth now. Very, very late in the piece. The scoreline in the Cronulla Sharks Manly game, 24-12. The line, 6.5. This is the second intercept of the game for Manly. Tommy Talau was running in quicksand here. So he's going nowhere near it, takes a tackle, and they shift it inside. And you see Cherry Evans goes under the post. They take a quick conversion. The plus 6.5 wins. So a bit of a bitter swill to follow there. I was going to say, bitter pill to swallow. Joel Kane.
And this one, I don't think we're celebrating this one because I think it might have knocked a few out.
Yeah, this is the 13 plus, to tick the 13 plus for the Dolphins, which was a big price at the start of the week. About $8. I'm completely gone.
What are you doing?
About $8, 13 plus. Hammer scoops it up and just like a hot knife through butter.
How beautiful
goes Whooshka. So again, 24-12, the scoreline was in this one. So if you're on 1 to 12, which is always the popular bet type for an underdog, Joel, you're always threading that needle.
Yep.
That was one for the 13 plus backers as I put my teeth back
Very
in.
nice.
G'day.
Let's do everybody's favourite segment, tribute to Tony Barber and Glen Ridge. What about last week? I mentioned Tony Barber out of nowhere. We don't see the Matty John show. They've mentioned Tony Barber in the same show. What were the odds? Can the Panthers bounce back and make the top 8? $1.80 they are.
Geez, they look tired, don't they? I need to see Brian Tottle back in this side, and then I'll make a call. But, they are looking UGLY, no need for an alibi.
Yeah, they can, but not at $1.80.
No.
That's very skinny. to be giving away that many wins to the field. Doesn't Vegas feel like 2 years ago now?
But
they
Nathan
win that
Cleary,
game?
like that was so unlike him.
Yeah.
So unlike
I
Penrith.
think he's trying things now. Honestly, they got close. What was discouraging about this one, they got so close against Roosters, as bad as they were against Cowboys. There was another one they were pretty close as well. And I think, yes, double. Okay, I'm the host.
Double ringer.
We're not good at this game, are we?
Okay, Raider
Start
hater.
of the year was 60 seconds, then we went 45.
Raider
now we're 30.
hater. I was
Yes.
making a point, but that's okay. Raider hater. Raiders top four, $4.50, yes or no?
Absolutely can get around that. They are a tough footy side. And like week to week, you're going to make money backing them week to week like you have been at the start of the year. $4.50. They're a good, tough, honest footy side. I was a bit worried with the Fogarty news that might have a chance to derail, but they play for Ricky Shug.
They certainly do.
They know who they are. You know what? Isn't there so much value?
What a cliche that is.
Joel, but they know Canterbury know what their game is.
They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
They're playing a good brand.
All right, does someone want to ask me question 3, or did we not go through this
No,
routine
I'll ask you
last
this.
time? Okay, thank you.
What about the Cowboys?
Oh,
They're on
hang
a
on
run
now. I
here.
don't know the question. Can you just hit me with it?
Cowboys on a run. $3.30 currently for the 8. Does that get you interested?
$3.30?
Yeah.
That's too much.
It's too much.
Well,
It's coin flip stuff, isn't it?
Let me see their draw here. So they got the Titans at home. They got a bye. Titans in Townsville. Warriors away. Panthers are struggling, and they have the wood over them. I don't see much by way of toughness until about round 18. Yes, $3.30. Get on there because they're not going to be $3.30 for much longer. Eels $3.50. For the spoon or to avoid the spoon? What are those odds here, Sean, before I ask this
That's
question?
them to win the spoon, $3.50.
$3.50.
Can they avoid the spoon?
Jeez, that's a pretty good value. Pretty good value. What do you reckon?
It's a hot field.
Would you back them to avoid the spoon, or would you say that $3.50's got a bit of juice about it?
Bit of juice about it, I think. I hate to say it. But then you've got Moses up your sleeve.
Still got Moses to come back. And what we saw from the Knights today, the thing about winning spoons is off-field has to go nasty. There's some new coaches down the bottom end of the ladder. Adam O'Brien isn't a new coach, and it can get nasty off-field for them.
If what they've produced in the last 3 games was the first 3 games of the season, I honestly...
Can you imagine the heat?
I think we might have a new coach.
The double
Melbourne, our Melbourne produced... That's your last warning. That is
I think it's our last
warning.
warning.
Do we put the red pen through Manly?
No, nah.
Well, okay. All right, now they're being smarty pants. It's not my decision to make you work Sunday nights, Melbourne. Answer the question.
No, because they get Tom Dvorovich to come back. We know they can win 10 games in a row to play finals and go on a big run, but it's a big if. Can they keep him on the field? But not yet.
Well, depends. That's a very vague question, and I will get this in. I don't want to be buzzed again. It's a very vague question because red line through the premiership, through top 8, through top 4 gets tough. 3 and 3. All right, buying and selling time.
I am selling the worst rule in rugby league, Joel Kane. I think this is going to be right up your alley. How in what world does Manly give away a 7-tackle set for this effort? This try-scoring effort by Clayton Falalo in the corner does everything right except plant the ball down on the dead in goal line. It's an absolute bees, you-know-what away from being an absolute magic try.
Okay.
7-tackle set. Then the Sharkies go up the other end of the field. They score a try off that very next set.
What is your solution?
Just make it a tap from play the ball 10 metres out. I'm okay with 7 tackles for kicking it dead. Kicking it dead needs to be punished.
What about a knock-on in the end goal? So guy tries to reach out?
No, if you're
dead is dead.
The game of rugby league, you're trying to score tries. If you're making an attempt to score a try and you happen to make an error and knock it on, you shouldn't be punished with a 7-tackle set.
Well, hang on, what if you poke a grubber? How are you going to make that distinction? You put a grubber in. I'm saying when you write the rule...
I think if you kick the ball dead, it's 7 tackles. Anything else is just a play.
I poke a kick into the corner, Falalo grabs it, puts it down, he puts it on the line. That's technically off a kick.
No. That's him. He's gathered the ball and tried to score. There's no.
You know what I'm saying.
Yes,
but I'm devil's advocating. It's a very easy problem to see. But how are you going to fix it?
If the last part of the human body that the ball touches was a foot, okay, and it goes dead, 7 tackle
See,
restart.
the difference between you and us, Joel and I are all about not just problems, but solutions. Solutions. I don't need you
mindset.
presenting half an idea.
I've just solved it.
No, well, I didn't listen. Joel.
I'm buying the Raiders forward pack. I just love how they're playing. Like these offloads and the manner in which they're going about it. You know what, right? But I'm buying Seb Chris too, by the way. Isn't he flying at the moment?
Yep. Good first try candidate.
But this team could make a grand final.
Oh, hang on.
We're
going a bit far.
They could make the grand final.
On.
They could. I'm telling you now, they could.
It's a good down and dirty finals game. Like their game would play well in finals, you'd think.
You wouldn't want to play them, would you? Like they're not a team who you'd like to see in the finals.
No, not at all.
Didn't we see, and Fogarty's the best example of this, the importance of good long kicking. Hugo Savala.
Yep.
Latrell Mitchell actually, I think, kept South in the game. Didn't run it, but he kept South in the game with his long kick. The value of good long kicking, the turning bad sets into good sets. I am buying Labor minority at $2.10, but I'm keeping politics out of this. There he is, Volk, because we're all positive here. The great man, Alex Volkanovski, Sportsbet's very own. Here's how little I appreciate it. I was watching it as trying to call the game and had it on at the same time. I thought he lost, but I don't know. And I saw the odds pop up on the screen, and he was minus 400, which is the American version of what 4-1 on. I thought, oh, well, our man Volk's done it. But he got rocked. Yeah. He did rock the other guy, who looked like Theo Von, the actor. But anyway, you would have had to have seen the comedian, but you would have had to seen him to or the fight to know what the hell I'm talking about.
Can I sell those rank American odds? Now you bring it up. Minus 400. Sell on those.
Yeah. It's on the metric. They won't go metric and they won't go decimal.
So ridiculous.
Joel.
Press conference performer of the week. This week goes to Ricky Stewart. Let's have a listen to this. He was asked around the Jamal Fogarty 1-year extension offer. Have a listen to this.
My plan for the future of this club has not changed with having good players in important positions. I want Jamal to bring through Ethan Sanders, but I don't rush them. If you rush these young blokes at an early part of their career, they can go out the back door as quick as they come in, because you blokes all wrap them up. They get a lot of positive commentary. It's exactly what I've had with Xavier Savage.
Oh, how did that become our fault? He's the best.
It was a little drive-by to Savage, wasn't it? Yeah. It felt like that anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think coaches, I don't think it matters for Ricky, he'll say what he's going to say anyway, have worked out that if you're the last game on a Friday night or a Saturday night, you get full, unfettered Fox League
coverage.
Yeah. Now, every press conference is recorded in full and it's on the NRL site and it's on the Fox site, but different when everyone's watching it live. He was at his best last night. We're going to take a break. You're done with that?
I'm done with
Very good. Sunday special on the way. And we start to look ahead to Easter and the lines and which ones are going to change and where's the good value as we do Get Em Onside Sunday night edition right here on Fox League. Easter is nearly upon us, but quickly, Sunday special. Masters tomorrow is going to be exceptional. Channel 503. Simply a money play. Bryson DeChambeau, the value. I think Rory might actually win. I think he's going to stare into the abyss and actually come out the other side. But it's a match. It's match play. It's a race in two, but if you must throw your money on a long shot, Patrick Reed, the hateable Patrick Reed at $81. Let's do this. A proven cheat, Patrick Reed. Right, Easter. Let's look at the lines. And where are we going to see some movement here? Storm minus 12.5 at Suncorp. They've got an unbelievable record at Suncorp.
Jerome
playing
Hughes.
the Dolphins. He's
shoulder today. That's watch out. 9.5. I'll be there. Good Friday. Just check the weather app. 24. Sunny. If Matt Burton and Kikau are back in that side, that is not enough.
No
Dogs
way.
fans.
That's double figures.
You'll be on the minus in that one.
With you. I agree with you, Shawnee.
Fisher Harris looks like he's out long term as we go to where. So
that was a peck.
9.5. I know it's the Warriors at home, Joel. Looks a bit thin. What do you reckon? What takes your fancy?
No, I looked at that as well, actually. I thought that might be a little bit tight. I think the Sharks minus 7.5.
Give me that.
Is that what you...
No.
Canberra.
Give me the milk.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew you were going to focus on that.
Half a point
rightly
against the
so.
Titans.
Canberra. Which is the line that will change here? Tigers minus 5.5 is actually not a bad bet. Now, take note that's at Combank, but it's Easter Monday where they beat them 32-6. They're now full of confidence. Tigers have hardly had a bad game yet this year. Like when they're in the fight, or they win. And Parramatta, a bit of reality struck there. Dogs, if Kikau and Burt in the back, that 9.5's going to look thin.
Yes.
All right. Oh, he's out. He's going out there. Enjoy your Good Friday footy. Enjoy your Get Em Onside on Thursday after Matty Johns. It might be Easter, but it's normal service. Thank you, Joel.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Please be responsible with your investments, and we will see you KO, YouTube, everywhere you get a podcast, and right here on Fox League. Get Em Onside.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.